Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
We're ready for the event.
Houston ACR, this is Mission Control, Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Houston ACR. How do you hear me?
Houston ACR, we've got you loud and clear.
Please stand by for opening remarks.
Hello, my name is David Canarchioli. I'm the principal at Central Tree Middle School in Rutland, Massachusetts, part of the Wachusett Regional School District. Fun fact, we are the geographical center of Massachusetts here in Rutland. Now, here's our first question.
Hi, my name is Jackson, and my question is, how do you heat up water?
Hi, Jackson. Well, we can't boil water in a pot because water wouldn't stay in the pot. We have a water dispenser where we can dispense either room temperature water or hot water into our drink bags, because everything we drink, whether it's water, whether it's coffee, tea, or juice, everything up here comes in a bag, and we drink it out of the bag with a straw.
Hi, my name is Sean Sullivan. My question is, how many times do you need to work out in a week to stay fit in space?
Hi, Sean. We work out actually every day. For 2.5 hours we're scheduled, and it's a combination of lifting weights, riding a stationary bicycle, and running on a treadmill. It's probably the best gym, I think, anywhere, because where we get to lift weights is right next to our window called cupola, so we get to lift weights and look down at Earth at the same time.
Hi, my name is Nico Suarez. My question is, what do you do during your day on board the spacecraft?
Well, our days up here are controlled by Mission Control Center Houston. Typically, we wake up at 6 in the morning, and then we start working at 7:30, and we continue until about 7:30 in the evening. And we do all sorts of scientific research, technology development, but of course also a lot of maintenance tasks to keep the space station operating in the best way that we can. Saturdays, we typically do housekeeping. We clean, we vacuum, because the space station, like any house where you live, will eventually get dirty. And then typically Sundays is our day off.
Hi, I'm Ainsley Herlihy. My question is, what's the scariest part about being up in space?
That's a great question, and actually being on space station, there's not a lot of scary things on a day-to-day basis, and that's mostly because we do so much preparation and training on the ground to get ready for all the different circumstances that we could encounter up here, that we feel very comfortable and confident operating in this environment. I think if you ask a lot of astronauts, the biggest thing we fear is actually just making a mistake in our daily work, whether it's something that affects science, something that affects our crewmates, or even space station.
Hi, my name is Loic Stevenson. My question is, how automated are the life support, experimental, and power systems on the International Space Station?
Hi, Loic. Well, as much as we can, we try to automate things, or at least allow the flight control team at Mission Control Center Houston control things so that we on board the space station can concentrate on doing science and technology development, because that really is the goal. And so the more time that we can spend with our hands in the glove box actually doing scientific research, the better. So a lot of what you see around us here in this module is automated or controlled by the flight control team in Houston.
Hi, my name is Grayson Dweese. My question is, how does the blood in the human body flow through zero gravity?
Thanks for your question, Grayson. That's actually one of the things that we study on board Space Station and continue to study. We're actually an experiment ourselves while we're up here, and so we do regular ultrasounds on different parts of our body so that researchers on the ground can see how our blood's flowing and understand it better. For the most part, it flows just like it does on Earth. Our blood vessels and veins do a good job moving our blood through our body, but it can slow down or sometimes even stop in some places.
Hi, my name is Josiah Drill. My question is, when was the International Space Station built and why was it built?
Great question. The first module of the International Space Station was launched all the way back in 1998. And the first crew, Expedition 1, moved onto the space station in November of 2000, which means that for more than 23 years, the space station has been permanently inhabited by astronauts. There hasn't been a single day in the last 23 years where we haven't had humans in space on board the International Space Station. And I think that's an incredible, just an incredible idea to think about. The reason it was built, well, this is a laboratory where we can do cutting-edge research and technology development. And that really is the reason behind the International Space Station.
Hi, my name is Gabriella Tebow. My question is, the ocean remains largely unexplored. Do you feel there are things we can learn from exploring space that will help us explore the ocean?
Gabriella, that's a great question and one that's near and dear to my heart because I was in ocean science before I started working for NASA. But absolutely, there's a lot of crossover between ocean science and space science, and the ocean scientists and space scientists are already working together and learning a lot from each other. One of my favorite areas of research right now is in ocean worlds, so studying oceans on other planets. And the scientists who are studying planets, the scientists who are studying oceans, are sharing the technologies and the methodologies they use to conduct their research and their exploration in order to better understand both how we can explore Earth's oceans better and then also someday oceans on other planets.
Hi, my name is Dylan Cleary. My question is, what do you do for fun when you're bored?
Well, to be honest, it's really difficult to be bored on board the space station. We are usually extremely busy working every single day from early morning to the evenings. But when we do have free time, there's just so many unique things to do and see on board the space station, especially to see out of our windows in cupola where we can sit and look down at our incredibly beautiful planet. It takes us just an hour and a half to fly around the planet once, which means that in an hour and a half you get to see all of Earth pass below you. And so we like to spend a lot of time there. We also like to spend time socializing with each other, talking about how our day has gone, and just enjoying each other's company. So we very rarely get bored on board the space station.
Hi, my name is Braylon Connolly. My question is, what do you eat in space and how?
Braylon, very important question. We have a mix of different food options up here. Some of our food we just get to pop in the oven and heat it up and it's ready to go. Other kinds of food we have to add water to, so rehydratable meals, hot or cold water, and then we can put that also in the oven or in the refrigerator. So those are kind of our two main meals. We also get to bring food from the ground that we really like, that we selected, and so that always adds a little bit of nice variety. And then As a perk, when cargo vehicles come up, like we just had a Cygnus arrive last week, usually we get some treats on board that, fresh fruits and vegetables and ice cream when we're lucky.
Hi, my name is Joseph Abador. My question is, can you see the Earth spinning from the space station?
Yeah, that's a good question. We can see ourselves moving or flying above the Earth. So it's probably a combination of our own speed over the surface of the Earth combined with the fact that the Earth is rotating. What we do see is after an hour and a half, when we get back around the Earth has rotated below us, so we don't pass over the same spot again. I guess that's the way we can tell that the Earth is rotating. But otherwise, we're flying with 17,500 miles per hour. So when you look out the window, you see the Earth passing by below you pretty quickly. It only takes maybe 15 minutes for us to cross the United States or the Pacific Ocean. And so we're traveling with quite a high speed up here.
Hi, my name is Jace Vancelette. My question is, when you're launching a spacecraft with you and your colleagues, do you feel any fear? If so, does that fear fade you once you are in space?
Well, first of all, I think fear is a completely natural thing. All humans feel fear. The important thing is how you react to it. And through our training, we learn to set aside fear and maybe even use it in a positive way to heighten our senses, to react quicker, to think quicker. But really the important thing is that you don't let fear consume you. You don't let it become a panic, in which case you typically respond slower and in a poor manner. And so fear is completely normal. The important thing is how you use it, how you respond to it.
Hi, my name's Emily Arguijo. My question is, what is the most amazing thing you have ever seen in space?
There's so many amazing things that we get to see up here. I don't think a day goes by where I don't poke my head down into cupola and look out the window at Earth and see something that is not just incredibly amazing or just blows my mind. It's new and it's exciting. Some of my favorite things to see up here lately has been the visiting vehicle traffic that we've had. So getting to see a free-flying spacecraft in orbit approaching space station is just incredibly beautiful. And from a physics standpoint, just amazing and so impressive that this is something that humans have built and figured out how to do. And we're on board space station waiting for this vehicle to get here. It's very cool. And then on Earth, one of my favorite things to see lately has been the Himalayas at sunset. We've been flying over Central Asia at sunset pretty often. And then just beautiful beautiful islands in the ocean. Africa is always beautiful. There's always something new to see from up here.
Hi, my name is Liliana Briggs. My question is it hard to become an astronaut or someone who works at the space station?
Well, it does require a lot of work and a lot of training, especially to become an astronaut. But anyone who's willing to work hard, I think, can become an astronaut. The important thing is that you study science, engineering, medicine, or you have a background as a pilot. That's typically what most astronauts have prior to becoming an astronaut. Especially the science and engineering part is important because everything that we do up here on board the space station is somehow related to science and engineering. But the good thing is anyone who's willing to work hard, I think, can become an astronaut.
Maya Eka. My question is, which planet or space object is your favorite? An example, Jupiter, Saturn, a black hole, etc.
This one's easy for me. I've always loved Jupiter and Jupiter's moons since I was a little kid. And like I mentioned earlier, one thing scientists are really interested in the search for life in the solar system is oceans on other planets. And so some of my favorite planetary bodies are these places that we think have oceans, like Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's moon Enceladus.
Hi, my name is Jack. My question is, what features does your spacesuit have that allows you to breathe in space?
Well, there are several very, very important systems in the spacesuit. First of all, the oxygen tanks, which supply your spacesuit with oxygen that allow you to breathe. But at the same time, we also have to remove the carbon dioxide that we exhale. You know, we inhale air, we use the oxygen, and when we exhale, we increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And if we don't remove that, we could actually suffocate in our own CO2. And so, you know, the system that removes the carbon dioxide from the air that we exhale is, in many ways, just as important as the systems, the oxygen tanks that supply us with oxygen for breathing.
Hi, my name is Joseph Wydeen. My question is, what are the pros and cons of being an astronaut?
Great question. I think there are a lot of pros. I don't know about cons. I guess, for the pros are easy. For me, I love exploration and the discovery that it brings and the adventure that it brings. I love being part of something that's so much bigger than myself, like the International Space Station program, that brings countries together doing something that's where we work for the benefit of humanity. So there's a lot of really great things about being an astronaut. I guess if you had to come up with some cons, I don't know. It could, if you don't like traveling, it's probably not the job for you.
The food, maybe?
Yeah, the food. Andy says the food, perhaps. Depends on who you are, but yeah, not too many cons for us.
Hi, my name is Dylan Delzell, and my question is, how many safety protocols or precautions do you take before going on a spacewalk to complete repairs or upgrades to the International Space Station?
A spacewalk is certainly one of the more riskier activities that we do on board the space station, and that's why it's one of the things we train for the most, including doing preparations on board the space stations prior to doing a spacewalk. And even on the day of the spacewalk itself, we have about 4 hours of activities to prepare us and to prepare our bodies before we even go outside. Because the atmosphere inside the spacesuit when we're out in the vacuum of space is so much lower than in here in the space station. It's about only about a third of the pressure in here. There's a risk of decompression sickness, a type of bends that you can also get if you dive. And so to reduce that risk, we have to breathe pure oxygen for a couple hours before we go outside in order to get rid of all of the nitrogen in our blood. And so there's a long protocol. It takes about 3 or 4 hours before we're even ready to open the hatch and go out on a spacewalk.
We would like to thank Mrs. Beth Foley, the Central Tree Middle School school psychologist, for doing all this work to provide this amazing opportunity for our students. We would like to thank all who watched today, including several schools from across the Wachusett Regional School District, which we are part of. So thank you all. And we'd also like to thank In-Flight Education and the NASA Office of STEM Engagement at the Johnson Space Center. Thanks again, and we hope you all have a great day.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.